If you're impressed by the dragons on the new Game of Thrones prequel, House of the Dragon, get ready. A bigger beast is on its way. Showrunners have promised that we'll see at least 17 dragons in total, including at least 9 in the first season. 2 episodes into the buzzy new show's first season, audiences have already met a few massive dragons, including Syrax and Caraxes, who belong to Princess Rhaenyra Targaryen and Prince Daemon Targaryen, respectively. We've also heard about Balerion, the Black Dread, whose skull now rests in the cellars of the Red Keep, and Dreamfire, whose egg was chosen for Rhaenyra's late brother, then stolen by Daemon. However, according to a fascinating tidbit mentioned by the young Lady Laena Velaryon, there's another way bigger dragon lurking somewhere out in the world.
Do you know where Vhagar is now?
The Dragon Keepers believe she made home somewhere on the coast of the Narrow Sea.
As audiences prepare to see a legendarily large Chekhov's dragon show up, some people might be asking, what's the deal with this dragon, a massive female steed named Vhagar? In the original book series by George R.R. Martin, A Song of Ice and Fire, Vhagar is mentioned briefly by Tyrion Lannister, and her basic stats are pretty intense. For starters, Tyrion notes that Vhagar is so massive that a soldier could easily ride a horse down her throat. Martin writes in A Game of Thrones that Tyrion knew Vhagar's size because he saw her skull up close, as Cersei saw Balerion's in Season 7. Tyrion had stood between their gaping jaws, wordless and awed. You could have ridden a horse down Vhagar's gullet, although you would not have ridden it out again. In A Clash of Kings, Martin writes that Vhagar's breath was so hot that it could melt a knight's armor and cook the man inside. So what is Vhagar's importance to the Game of Thrones prequel? In Episode 2, King Viserys tells Lady Laena that he's not 100% sure where Vhagar is at the moment, but confirms that she's far too large to reside in the dragon pits of King's Landing anyway.
But Vhagar still lives. Somewhere. But too large for the dragon pit.
Some would say too large for our world.
While it's unsettling that Viserys and his advisors seem to have, lost track of an enormous fire-breathing murder machine, there's little doubt that Vhagar will appear in the series eventually. Some fans think this dragon from the Fire Will Rain teaser is Vhagar, but that hasn't been confirmed yet. Martin's books also tell us that Vhagar was almost as large as Balerion and was ridden by one of King Aegon's sister wives, Visenya, during Aegon's conquest, the continent-conquering campaign that made House Targaryen what it is during the events of House of the Dragon.
I'm worried for all of us. They say every time a Targaryen is born, the gods toss a coin and the world holds its breath.
To say much more about Vhagar's role in Fire and Blood, the source material for House of the Dragon, would probably spoil upcoming episodes, but it's safe to say that Vhagar, the biggest living dragon in the world, is out there, certain to swoop in at a critical moment.